Why Germany? Besides people being polite and it being a nice place to live, why Germany?
Well, we've seen a rise of Chinese investment in Germany in recent years, and three of the major reasons include access to the German market, but also to the European market. Further, Chinese companies seek technology. Germany has a very good reputation. There are a lot of hidden champions here which have key technology. And last but not least, the label made in Germany stands for reputation in China. So Chinese companies want to profit from this.
OK, you mentioned access to the European market. There's been a lot of interest in Europe in general at the moment. And a study by the Ernst & Young group shows that 183 Chinese companies bought into European enterprises last year, close to the same figure in just the first half of this year. So we're seeing a doubling in activity, and it's a similar picture in Germany as well. What interests me is why German firms over other European operations? Is there a particular interest here in comparison to, say, France or somewhere else in Europe?
Well, coming back to the point I just mentioned, Germany has a high, so to say, density of hidden champions. So we see a lot of Mittelstand companies which have a key technology in their specific market niche. And for Chinese companies, these German firms are very interesting because Chinese companies want to upgrade their know-how, their technology. And by buying a company which already has a key technology, they hope to kind of leapfrog their own, development, technological development.
OK, so that's the strategy. Who are the winners and losers out of that strategy?
Well, it depends on the company level. If you look at cases of Chinese takeovers in Germany, you see that Chinese investors have sustained jobs in the companies they bought in recent years, and they even created new jobs, for example, in research and development. So on the firm level, many German companies have made very good experiences with Chinese investors.
And on the long term, do the Chinese already have a track record on how they streamline companies or if they make companies better?
Well, many Chinese investors have left the German management in their position. So they say, well, the German management has the experience to manage the company, to manage relations with the public. And this seems to be a very good strategy to manage the company taken over. It's very hard to judge from a long-term perspective because it's a very recent development.
Sure. What happens, though, when the liquidity dries up? That's something that could happen further down the road.
It might happen. It might happen in the long run, but most of the Chinese investors we see here in Germany are strategic investors. So they really want to gain foot on the German and the European market, and they have a long-term interest in keeping up the company.
And German firms, are they treated the same when they go to China and go shopping?
Well, this is one of the major issues in Chinese-German relations because we see a lack of reciprocity. So Chinese companies have free access to the German market, but vice versa, there are a lot of barriers for German companies that want to invest in China. So this is really a key issue here.
And it's something that the German government made a point of over the KUKA case, the robotics company that the Chinese have bought into. They didn't manage to get that far with making that point, though.
Well, I think it's important to have the discussion about how to handle Chinese acquisitions in Germany, especially when there is still the question if the Chinese government is involved somehow. So we have to keep this discussion going, not only on the German level, but also on the European level.
Cora, Jungbluth, thank you very much for coming in today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.